Well, good morning. It's January 7th. It's the 7th day of Vloguary, and I'm still here at the Escapers Bash, but as you can see, a lot more rigs have joined me in the early arrival party. So yesterday, about another 35 or 40 rigs showed up. There are additional volunteers, people that are coming in to help, and then today we have early arrival where there's going to be about another almost 100 rigs that will be joining us, and then almost another 300 rigs coming in on Saturday, which is the very first day of the event. So in addition to all of that that's going on today is day 366 with my 2021 Entegra Accolade Super C RV. I have the 37 RB model, and I've done rig tours in the past where I kind of went and showed you all around of all the different things, but today I think what it will be fun to do is do a 1-year review of the rig and do it in the same fashion as I toured it. So instead of just showing you what it is, I'm actually going to talk about how over the last year each of the different systems have performed, its functionality. Sometimes it's good on paper, but it just sucks in reality. So we're going to go learn all that right now. So just like we did the rig tour, we're going to start on the outside and then work our way to the inside. All right, so this first year I put over a little over 15,000 miles on the rig. We did a single oil change. One of the things that's great about this engine, this is on the Freightliner S2 RV chassis, is everything is easily accessible. So we changed out, it's all over there, but we changed out the fuel filter, topped this off, we changed out the oil filter, the air filter. Let's go over on this side. I had to add more fluid, more coolant. That was low over the course of the year. Changed out the air filter, obviously the windshield wiper fluid, oil pump. We changed all of that out. I did that when I was in Palm Springs just a little while ago. There actually was a company that came by. It was a mobile oil change service, which was fantastic. I don't remember how much it was, but it was not expensive. They came out with their truck, they pumped it in, they changed out everything. It was a great, simple experience, and I highly recommend it. And if I can, I'll put their information down on the below. Coming up and around the rig, we got these huge power mirrors. They're heated, no problems with any of that. Rear view cameras are absolutely worthless in this thing. These mirrors here are so good, you can see everything. And so what really bugs me is I always have the rear view camera on the Jeep when I'm towing, and every time I turn the signal on, it changes the camera view and it puts on this, and just the glare and just the view and everything, it's absolutely worthless. I actually should just disconnect that because you don't need that. This first bay door here goes all the way through, and it is great. So I have a bunch of tools in here, and what's nice about this is I have my carpet, my mat here, and this just rolls right up. I just roll it onto itself, and I just slide it right through all the way to the other side, and then when I need it, I just pull it out. Very easy, very convenient. Oh, looks like that got a little beat up. I wish these were motion censored, as opposed to like turning them on and off, because if you have cargo in here and it kind of shifts, you could hit the button, turn it on. I mean, they're all LED lights, so it's fine, but I just wish that this was motion censored when certain things were triggered as opposed to the actual button. The other thing good about all of this space, I'll turn this light on so you can see a little better. This is all pass-through, which is absolutely fantastic as well. As you know, I love my little bins. So I've got a bunch of bins right here just with certain things in there. This bag, greatest thing ever. I saw these at Lowe's over the holidays. They were $5. And so I got one for my normal tools. I put one in the Jeep for all my tow gear equipment, and then I bought a bunch extra. So we picked this up, if you remember, at Burning Man. Someone left it behind. So more storage all the way up through here. Normally right up in this area, I've got my tables and chairs, but this area has been a lifesaver. Fantastic. They carpet in here, and I gotta say, it's pretty quiet. Everyone talks about why do you carpet in here within the RV industry, and I'm happy with it. It's had no problems, no issues whatsoever for me. So everything in the under storage. Okay, so one thing that I thought was kind of stupid though, there used to be a covering. This is one of the gray tanks or black tanks. I don't know which one. Here's one of the tanks, and there used to be this cover that was attached to here, and it would come all the way down to here, which basically meant you couldn't really access this area of storage. So I pulled that out. I have a lot more storage area in here. And plus I can see everything that's happening and watch kind of what's going on with the pipes, if there's leaks or anything. It's way more accessible, way more visible. Coming up through here is propane. No issues at all with the propane tanks. Everything has been working very well down here, so no issues with that. And then in this one's not an individual bay, and it does go all the way through, but you can't really put anything in here. And this is not carpeted. So a couple things on this. This one still has, this is what I'm talking about, it has these little barricades that are protecting all this, but I didn't remove this one because I didn't need to, but you can see the other tanks right there. I don't care for all these wires that are going through here. I'm always afraid something's going to get nicked here. This is the gray tank for the shower. This has happened a couple of times, even on the other things. This is where the black tank valve for the toilet is. This is the gray. The handles come off. They just don't, they're not steady, so that's no good. This is also the area where, if you remember, I was having that mysterious water leak. And things were dripping from this tank and around. They were puddling up in here and then overflowing underneath. That was where that slow leak was coming from. But this is a great area because I put the barbecue in here. You know, it's greasy sometimes, and it's easy to clean up and maintenance. Other than the handles falling off and that water leak that ended up in here from the back toilet, no issues with this stuff. And then here's another area where this also had another one of those coverings. I pulled the, this looks like it's coming off, but yeah, I took all the wiring and I tried to put them up so I can maximize this space as well. That goes all the way up to the top. But this is just more empty space. Okay, outdoor TV. Great idea. Hardly ever use it. Couple reasons. This outdoor stereo here, it's a piece of crap. It is old technology, it is outdated. There's a little DVD player in there, but there's no radio antenna that's hooked up to this, so you can't really get any real radio stations, and it's not even Bluetooth compatible, so you can't even hook up your phone or anything to it. That's like absolutely ridiculous. I've been meaning to upgrade that, but again, just don't use it all that much. The TV is really cool because it does come out and swivel, and it is on a little swivel there. That is really good, and it is hooked up to the matrix inside, so you can stream whatever is playing inside out on this outside TV. Other thing that's stupid though about this whole setup is these speakers here are only for the stereo. It does not stream the TV sound out of these speakers, so that's absolutely ridiculous as well. This entire outdoor entertainment setup, great in theory, but in practicality, it's just not practical. Great selling point, but hardly is ever used. The bedroom slide here, it's on the Schwintek system, which uses this kind of railing system. Only had one issue with it being out of alignment, and it was really easy to fix. Just a massive, ridiculous inconvenience. Okay, so the hot water heater has gone through a bit of an issue. First off, this has come off. There's a little clip that holds these things together. Absolutely horrible. They're worthless. This thing was hanging off and flipping around while I was driving. That's what caused this damage. So a couple new bolts, some zip ties until I can get this part back here. This is where I made that really tight U-turn and it got caught behind the tow bar. So that still needs to be fixed. The generator has about 300 hours on it so far this year. This Onan QD8000 puts out about 30 amps. We did an oil change on it before. It's running like a champ. 276 hours. The wet bay. Okay, a couple issues with this wet bay here. It looks like I might even have a leak right now. Okay, a couple issues with the wet bay. The macerator pump has been fantastic. I love it. No more of the slinky hoses or any of that other kinds of stuff that's going on in here. The gray handle is right here, and then the black tank handle is way back there, but just like on the other side, that handle popped off, and it's just really, you can't really put it back on. It's ridiculous. I had to relocate the water pump, so I moved it right here and kind of did a different system to get it installed over here. The old water pump went out, and it is, let's see if I can show it to you, it is way up in there. And it is absolutely impossible to get to replace or to troubleshoot. So I just undid the wiring, extended the hoses, and reconnected them to the new system here. But when I was taking a shower this morning, this thing was making a lot of noise, more noise than it should. So I got to troubleshoot that. But I'm already on my second water pump. But right here, having it accessible and available, and so I can watch it and see what's going on is a much better solution, I think. And I put this here just to kind of create the vibrations, but now it's wet, so I'm thinking that I've got a leak. So I got to tighten that up later. As far as all this goes, no problems with any of this the first year. I love how I did this. Right here, I connected this 90-degree valve, and there's a off here, and then I got hoses that only have an off on here. So I have a double check, especially on the black tank valve. So that's worked out nice. Storage bays down here, 50 amp cord reel, no issues. I keep all my water and everything up through here, air compressor and everything, but really this is just a continuation of the other side. You can see it goes through there. No issues with the 50 amp reels. I've got a couple power surges, they're right there. Everything on this side, no issues so far. No problems with the slide so far. It's been great. I still will lube the gears every once in a while with the slide lube stuff that's out there, but no issues here. The inverter is sit right here. No problems with any of, or I'm sorry, this is the converter. No problems with the converter at all so far. This is the Xantrax 2000. I have had a lot of problems with the inverter, which is inside. See, and I left that light on. Oops. And then my battery compartment here, I did do the upgrade to the lithium batteries. So I now have 400 amp hours of Battleborn lithium set up in here. And I want to upgrade even more, but as you can see, there's not any room in there for the moment. And then this is on the other side. This is where that carpet would come through, the green carpet. So it just flows right through the center here. So all in all, it's a great setup. Everything works well. I haven't had any problems really with any of the exterior stuff other than the water pump. So the exterior of the rig is held up really nice. Again, the only thing that just doesn't make sense is that TV, that outdoor entertainment system. Makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. I don't know what the heck they were thinking with all that. I hear the kitty crying. I'm going to open the door and he's going to be right there. Hey, no, get in. You're not going anywhere. Up, 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 up. All right, let's talk about the actual chassis and the cockpit of the rig. Driving this thing is absolutely a blast. You're sitting up high and everything is right here within your fingertips. Issues that I've had with this cockpit. This is on when you're connected to Bluetooth. This is your microphone for your telephone. If you're connected to the Bluetooth stereo, it is crap. Don't even use it. It's not even worth it. I always carry just an AirPods that I keep with me when I'm driving. All your controls seem to be great. I have no issues with here. The big screen LED TV, like I was saying, it's good. It's touchscreen. I wish it were voice activated, voice controlled or something like that, but whatever. Equalizers had no problem with, although I did lose that footing that one time. That's why I still have the weight there. I put up a little table here just so that, that's all made in this. I installed that right there, so it's powering the GPS, it's powering the cameras, the tire minder system, all that fun stuff. But as you can see, big wide mirrors. You can see between the two all the way out the side. So really, like I was saying, there's no need at all for those cameras. It just doesn't make any logical sense. Everything else in the cab I have not had any problems with, other than just trying to keep it clean. I like the fact that it doesn't have a rear view mirror, so I can put my GPS right there. And I'm thinking about getting a stand here for a mirror so I can see in the back as I'm driving in case you hear a loud bang. You want to see what's going on and just look at the mirror there to see what fell over. But the better option is to not have a big bang. The other thing, these chairs are nice and big and they're comfy, but when you put this armrest down, this is the highest as this armrest goes, and let's see if I can get an angle. When you're driving, it's kind of going up. So your arms are like on an upward angle. It's hard to do with the sun, but your arms are like on this upward angle. So when you're driving, you're kind of like, you're not like in a relaxed mode. You're kind of in an elevated mode, which is weird. So that doesn't make a lot of sense to me. The overhead bunk and the light have worked great. This little sunshade thing, though, worked great when I got it, and I still love having it. But when it goes down, it tends to bunch up. And I think I may have fixed it a little bit, but it always got caught. You can see it kind of sagging right there. So that was a pain. And then I don't know what happened to the little plastic cover of the light over there. But haven't really used it. The cats love it. They love looking out. They love this area. So it's become kind of more of a storage area and cat house. But if you ever needed to use it for sleeping, it does have a weight capacity of 500 pounds. So you can definitely put some people up here. All right, so let's talk about where I spend most of my time in the rig and the things that are more of your creature comforts, I guess. So we'll start here with the entertainment system setup. So as you know, I've got all my stuff up here. Everything seems to be kind of bunching. But as far as the sound system goes, TV, stereo, all good. The Matrix and the DVD player, fantastic. I put in my own Apple TV here. I got some of my additional remote controls and stuff in there. And then the fireplace, I was using it this morning. Puts out some great heat. You have to obviously use the generator on it, but it runs fantastic. This entire area, really enjoyed the setup. I like how it is pretty much just straight across from the chairs. Gosh, this rig is messy. Excuse the mess, but I live here. The reclining chairs, no problem. They have no issues working. I haven't had any issues with the chairs at all. I think they're comfortable enough. Sometimes I wish that I had another option for to remove it or put in a little placeholder if you wanted to kind of make it into a bigger sofa. But, you know, whatever. It works out fine. The USB ports are on each side of the chairs. Haven't had any problems with. I think that's a great add. Cabinets up above, the lights, no issues. I got my pet waggle monitor up in here. No issues there. I wish, though, that... So up here, I didn't even notice. There's a light here that controls a sofa. And then over on this one, it controls the dining room light. I wish that they would put these here. So that way it could be accessed by whoever's sitting here or there. So you have options. Right now, if I'm sitting here and I want to turn on the sofa, the switch is way over there. It doesn't really work to use. I wish they were kind of more nestled right in the center of this area. But other than that, smoke alarm works, especially when you're trying to use the air fryer. It works absolutely fantastic. Okay, kitchen-wise. I chose this model because of the kitchen. It has the longest countertop, the most kitchen space. It doesn't have as much storage as, say, the 37K does, but the 37K just has a really tiny countertop. And what I like about this one is it's deep and it's long. And from a kitchen perspective, I've used every inch of this space completely. So I'm very happy with my decision to go with what many say is the less popular floor plan. But I wanted the long kitchen space. I don't need the big cabinets. I think that there's a lot of storage here to begin with. And so I'm happy with what I've been able to pick up through here. Build quality in the kitchen has been great. The sinks have been fantastic. The stove has been great. I have no problems with the microwave or the vent fan in my years that I've been in here. These, though, they carry a lot of weight, and the glide hinges, I think, are a little too lightweight. And this one, actually, I've had to fix a few times. This is as far as this one will come out now, just because now there might be something stuck in there, but I've had to repair this multiple times just because it's the quality. And this, where you're putting all your pots and pans, this drawer carries a lot of weight, and it's just not designed to do it, especially when driving. This needs an additional latch or something to keep this drawer closed. I use a Swiffer just to prop that door closed, and I prop it against the slide here of the sofa, just so that it doesn't pop open. But this needs its own latch. I tried to use magnets and stuff. It just doesn't hold. So either that, or you can't really put anything heavy in there at all. So that's not good. Inside the cabinets here, Only thing is, they have this little plastic cap here that protects it. You can see there's just raw wood there. So there's this plastic little cap on here. The problem is, every time you pull out a coffee maker, if it slides out, this thing just pops off. So that's kind of annoying. In here, though, I really enjoy. It's big enough so that you can put a trash can in here, but I'm not using that as a trash can. I'm using it as, well, liquor storage. These drawers, you can see right here, there's a little bit of a discoloration on the things. Maybe that just needs to be wiped off. Let's see if that will work. Let's give this a good wipe and see if it comes off. Or if it's actually starting to wear. It looks like it actually might be starting to wear on that. It's going all the way down. You see there. I don't think that's part of it. I think it's actually just starting to discolor there. Kitchen. These plugs should be running off the inverter, in my opinion, but they're not. So, like, if you wanted to make a cup of coffee in the morning, you got to start the generator to do it from here. I don't even know what this does. No problem with this. These doors, those doors have stayed closed no matter what. Same thing with these, and same thing with these. I've had no problems with any of these drawers flying open while we're driving. Just this one. That's the only one that I've had problems with flying open while on the road. Let's talk about the Dinette system. The Dinette is really where I do all my work. So I've been sitting my butt down here like for the last year, cranking out videos and working and stuff and trying to keep the cats out of my way. I don't think it's really working. There are power outlets down there that run off the inverter, which is great because I can power all of my computers, laptops, and all that stuff on there. There's storage underneath each of these. What I don't like is, look, when you open it up, it's just raw wood. You think that they'd be able to, you know, do something with this. It just really looks cheap. It's all cosmetic, I know, but it just looks cheap. Beyond that, comfortable as is. It's not the greatest thing ever, but it's not the worst thing ever. It is what it is, I suppose. I'm actually thinking about tearing it out and putting in more of a workstation, dining area, something a little more specific to my needs, but I don't know when I'm going to do that. I might not ever. Just a thought. Touch panel, the Firefly system, absolutely love. I've had no issues with this. It connects to your Bluetooth. Haven't had any problems with that. Zen-Charge converter is working great. No issues at all. Oh gosh, it's filthy. No issues at all in the bathroom. No problems with the toilet, the sink, the lights, the fantastic fan. I had this covering just to kind of keep it there. But in here, no issues. And you know, the other thing is, even with the dry camping, and as much as I do, I don't have any smells in here. So a lot of times you have to put that blue stuff in, or maybe some Happy Camper. I haven't had to do any of that. Everything seems to be working relatively fine in here, and there's really no smells, even when it's really, really hot. I just do it, you know, when I think about it, when I know I'm going to be camping in a dry camping situation for a long time. But it's not because I have to put it in there because things are starting to smell. So, does that make sense? The big old refrigerator. Only thing I want to say about this is everyone compliments the refrigerator. Like, wow, that's a big fridge. It is elevated, though, so that's part of it. It is a residential fridge. It is a power hog. I changed the settings on the refrigerator to not go down to 0 degrees in the freezer, and I think it was set at 35 or 34 in the refrigerator. I changed the settings to raise it up a little bit so it wouldn't utilize so much power. So far, that seems to be a good system. Water and ice makers, all good. Changed the water filter out a little bit ago. The collection of magnets and everywhere I've been is growing. This is the newest one I just picked up in Quartzsite. And I need to go into town and pick something up for Havasu. This will be my first trip to Havasu. Okay, on to the bedroom. Again, I'm just living in this rig. I haven't cleaned. I haven't organized. It is raw footage of the rig and just everything that's in it. So the way that you see it is exactly the way that it normally is being lived in. Okay, the bedroom. I've never really used this door. Everything is just always open. But you can see this bungee cord here that's it's being stretched out, probably because as you're driving down the road, it just keeps bunging. So I have a feeling that's either going to need to be replaced one day or something. Because sooner or later, it's going to get stretched out and all of that's going to start making noise and become really annoying. All right, in the bedroom. We got power plugs on both sides of the bed. No problems with any of that. Like I was mentioning, I just had one problem with the Schwintek slides, but beyond that, it's been fine. On this side of the bed, oh, sorry, Camden. This came off. This came literally straight off the wall when I was bringing in the slides. So it comes in, you can see it kind of, let's see. It connects right there. I don't know if you can see that because of the light. But as the slide was coming in one day, this entire thing just popped right off. So I had to go and fix all that and glue it back and hammer it back into the slide. When I saw how easily this came off and what it was made of, I was like, oh my gosh, there's like 2 staples in there holding that entire thing together. And it's very front heavy. So you have these doors, you can see how it just wobbles here. So, and the other one does that too. But when you go and open the door, it's easy to just open the door. And if you pull too hard, you can pull that entire nightstand just right out of the wall. It's embarrassing how horribly that is finished off. The bed itself is fine. I mean, is it comfortable? Yeah, fine, whatever. Everyone has their own style preference on bedding and stuff, so I'll leave it at that. TV has been great. I wish they had a sound bar that was maybe attached under here, because again, the speakers to this TV are in the back, so you have to turn it up really high to hear it, but I wish there was a little sound bar that faced out. That was right here. Closets, again, I don't really use these. It's just for my formal clothes and stuff like that, but I did get these little drawers from the Container Store, which helps out a lot, so I've got all that in there. This area, so this here is a plug that runs off the inverter. I put a 6-foot pack in here. This is where I'm running all of my Wi-Fi internet hotspots. This is where I'm charging all my batteries, my AirPods. Drone batteries are being charged up in here. Like, this entire area is becoming a little hub. I don't know what it's normally used for. I think some people will sit on the bed here and then maybe like work from this area or something, or maybe it's a makeup area or something. But I think it would be really cool if they came up with a little organizational kind of something in here. It did the best that you can, but right now that's kind of what I'm using it for. But this window is also the emergency exit out, so maybe they're limited as to what they can really do with that space. Again, more cabinets here. All right, air conditioning works great. One of the things I found is I'll use this air conditioning, and this is the smaller one of the two, but it's powerful and it blows a lot of cold air into that main section of the RV. So it's nice to just run this one, keep this area cool and noisy, and then over there it's cool and quiet. So that's something that's worked out really well for me. One word of caution though is if you see how my cell phone charger is sticking out of the wall right there? If you don't remove that before bringing in the slides, it will just take the plug right out of the wall. So that's always something that you got to watch. The other thing about this bedroom, I wish this slide would just come out maybe 6 inches, maybe 8 inches. I just wish this entire section, and it doesn't even have to be this whole wall. It could just be everything from like here up. That would just slide out to be flush with the drawers underneath. That would be amazing if this top part here would just push out and then just align with the drawers there. It just give you so much more space in this area, and I think it would make a big difference. Okay, last room, bathroom. Showers, no problem. The only major issue I had with the build so far was the water leak that was coming from here. We were able to diagnose it just to be that was not tight, and it was dripping down into the bays underneath. That wasn't a big deal. Showers though, hot water heater, no problems. Skylights, vents, no issues over here, other than this space is small. You know, that's the one thing. For me, it's probably okay because it's just me and I can make adaptations. But if there's 2 people trying to get ready here at the same time, I don't know if that's really it would be cramped. It would be very, very, very cramped. So I can picture people using 2 bathrooms at the same time or whatever. Even just trying to get through this area, 2 people trying to get in and out at the same time. It could be kind of cramped, and I don't know if that's how you want to spend your morning, you know, fighting and stepping over anybody. Washer dryer. This is the washer dryer combo. It works great. It takes about, depending on how you load it up, it could take anywhere between 2 to 2.5 hours for a complete load from wash to dry. But, I don't see. I tried to fix it. Oh, maybe it's good. One of these feet came off the hinges, so every time it goes into a spin cycle, this thing starts going crazy. So I went back and reattached it just to make sure it's not going to do that anymore. But no problems with the washer dryer. So overall, living in the rig for the last year, it's been comfortable. You know, there are maintenance issues that come up. There are things that you're going to have to stay on top of. But it's no different than living in a house where you're going to have to clean out the rain gutters, you know, rake the leaves in the yard. You have just general maintenance issues that you're going to have to take care of. Cat wants to jump up onto the... Come on. He doesn't want to do it when people are watching. Oh, here he goes. Hi, Camden. But it's just like anything else. You get onto that maintenance cycle, you kind of know what's going on. I think the learning curve of what do you need to do and when do you need to do it is steep. That's why I think a good RV rally or a good maintenance course, reading the owner's manual and creating a spreadsheet that tracks all of your activities is going to be good so you don't miss anything. There are people I know that go way overboard on their RV when it comes to maintenance, and I know other people that don't really think about it until something breaks. Wherever you fall into that spectrum, just know that your RV is only as good as you maintain it. I'm trying to maintain it a lot better and prevent big problems by dealing with the small things. Like I'm gonna go back and check out that water pump and find out what's going on with that, because that's kind of a thing. Anyways, I hope you liked this video and the 1-year review tour of what's going on. Hit that like and subscribe button. Please subscribe to the channel. Every day this month we're vlogging. We're celebrating my 1-year anniversary of being full-time on the road. Vloguary, what do you think so far? Yay, nay? Are you getting a better idea of what it's like to live day to day on the road? Give me your comments and your thoughts below. Questions else you have about the rig, something I didn't cover, maybe something that you still have more thoughts or ideas on, or something that you want more clarification on, just drop that in the comments below as well. Tomorrow is opening day at the annual Escapers Bash, and we'll be covering that. There's a Ferris wheel that's getting set to be delivered today, so that will be both entertaining and I'm sure radically dangerous, because the last thing that you want to do is put a whole bunch of drunk escapers on a portable Ferris wheel. We'll see. All right. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for Vloguary.